Good morning and welcome to another episode of Moms in Real Estate in the Morning. I'm loving that our marketing team put a new intro together for us, and I just love that. So did you check it out while it played?
I did. And I also I just love the banner from StreamYard. I'm like, it's so cute.
It is. It's so cute. Well, we're excited because today we're going to be talking about a referral debate that's heating up. And so this came up. If you don't know, Moms in Real Estate also has a referral network, which you should be in. If you're not in, you're totally missing out. It comes with a mastermind. But a topic had come up in it. And funny enough, I had experienced this personally in my production business. So I got a phone call, Kristen, from a guy. Actually, there was like a text message that somebody was like, I'm looking for an agent in Reno, Nevada. So I get tagged and they're like, you got to connect with Randy. So then I messaged the guy and he's like, okay, can I call you? And he said something in the message. I don't remember exactly, but he texted me and was like, are you down with like a third party referral or something? Can I call you? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So he calls me and he proceeds to tell me he's like in the Midwest, but he knows an agent in Southern California who needs an agent in Reno. So he says, if I connect you guys, are you good to give me 10%? And I'm like, well, sure. I don't care like who gets what, as long as the agent's happy. And I just have a certain amount, that is my max that I'll pay for a referral. So let me know. Anyways, so we put it together that way. That's like a new thing. We also had Paige. I know you were out of town at the beach, but in our last mastermind for the referral network, Paige, who's one of our members, shared that like this is a standard practice for her. She's getting like 10% on like 2 referrals a month. So what are your thoughts on this, Kristen?
I've thought about this for so long because because I have a large agent network, I would say no less than 5 to 10 texts a week with people asking me to connect them with an agent. And so, which is fine. However, I've spent a lot of time and effort building good relationships with good agents across the United States. And so I've had it happen to where I'll give you guys a scenario. Like I bought a cabin up in Pine Top and I talk about it all the time. So all of a sudden, all these people started buying cabins in Pine Top and they would call. So agents started calling me and be like, who's your go-to in Pine Top? And I would refer this one agent. Well, one year I referred, I think it was like 7 or 8 deals to him, right? And I just got left out of all of them. And I was like, this is kind of crappy. Like, I feel like somehow I should be in this because I'm like this middleman and people are either paying, they're paying for leads in one way or another. And I always ask myself the question, would this deal happen or would it not happen without that person? And do they deserve a cut? And I think the answer is yes.
Yeah. Well, and I agree, especially when you have like multiple referrals. I had a unique situation happen a couple of years ago. When you and I were both still at EXP, one of the mega icon teams out of San Francisco would refer me deals, which I was so thankful for. I was so thankful to be trusted with their referrals. And so I had an agent from that team reach out to me and sent me a referral. And then, and this is something we dive into in the referral network is like, once the referral's handed off, what's your process look like? How are you following up? Like all the things. So no big deal. Like he did the connection and then like was ghost, it was gone. It's not like I was getting a weekly update or, check in. And I wasn't giving one either. So we just weren't talking, but I was taking care of the client. And I was definitely following up with the client, showing the client properties. And the client all of a sudden did like a quick, hard 180 on me and was like, I'm going to look in Vegas also. And if you know Reno and Vegas, like it's not practical for me to serve both markets because it's an 8-hour drive, right? And so I had a Vegas agent and I just immediately thought about the client. Like the client was like instantaneously like, hey, I'm in Vegas. I want to look at a property. And so I just called somebody that I knew and I was like, hey, I have a referral for you. I don't know where he's going to buy. He might buy there. He might buy here. But I'll figure out the back end. Are you good with the referral fee? And she's like, yeah. And I said, okay, then I'll connect you. So then we both start working. He starts looking at both markets. He ends up closing in her market. Now I go back to the agent and it's several months. Like, hey, really good news. I kept working that opportunity. He's actually in contract. And I said, here's kind of how it happened. I said, we were at 25% referral. I said, I'm totally good continuing to honor that. And I would just take 5%. And then the other agent was fine paying the 20%. Right. And I said, but I would love if you'd be okay with a 30%. And then I can take 10 and the other agent can take 20. And I just put it in an email and just asked. I was like, hey, like the client pivoted, but I made sure that he didn't just end up with somebody else. I protected the referral fee for both of us. And I'd like to take a small cut, whatever. The agent was I don't remember the exact, I think the agent in Vegas was fine with the 30%. Anyways, I asked him if he'd be willing to change his by 5%. The agent that was a team lead messaged me and was like, I cannot believe you did this. So it took me a minute because I absolutely like was just thinking in my head, serve the client, don't lose the referral fee. And the fact that they got upset really took me back because that's the last thing I want to ever create, like an experience for one of my referral partners. But they were like blown away that I would want a piece of the referral fee if he closed somewhere else. My mind was like, hey, if your guy was looking in a whole nother market, maybe you should have known that. And like, maybe you should have referred him to an agent, right? So I thought I came in clutch. So that made me nervous, Kristen, if I'm being transparent, like that experience, because I did it with integrity, I did it with honesty, I did it with openness, and I thought I was fair. And then when they received that so well, and I just was like, that's fine, no problem. Like, I won't take anything. It kind of made me hesitant on that. But to your point, like, I still think that I did the guy a favor, because that client could have bought with somebody in Vegas and he would have got nothing. I secured his referral fee. So I think I did him a favor. And to your point, like, this can be a lot. I referred an agent in Seattle, in the Washington area, gave her a back-to-back buy and sell. They both closed. She gave me a referral on both because it was a referral agreement for both. And then I called her 2 weeks, Kristen, after closing 2 deals that exceeded 600 grand, and offered her another one. And she was like, like, I don't know what the referral looks like. Only if it's on one side. I'm not giving it to you on 2. And I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Like, extreme mentalities. There seems to be the yes, heck yes, let's pay the connectors. Let's pay, the connectors, and
that's who you need to find. If somebody's like, no, then they don't need the deal. And guess what? Someone else does, And I think that that's the thing is, like, I think that rewarding those who've worked hard to get that deal even to come across your plate, like, yeah, absolutely. You wouldn't have it. Like I said earlier, you would not have it if it wasn't for them.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what the problem is. And especially for, like, I just think that people get so caught up in it, and it's like, I don't know, it's crazy to me. And we actually had this conversation at a high level mastermind last month, and all of the agents who close a ton of deals were the ones that were telling me, you've got to figure out how to have this conversation, because you refer so much business and you're left out because it's agent to agent and people keep coming to you. And when I say, like, it's text all the time, it's not just referrals, it's people texting me for open houses and all these different things. So it's a lot of time, right? Yeah. And so it's like, on top of me spending time nurturing and building relationships with agents, it's like, I don't know.
Well, and what's interesting to me is, like, we as agents, one of the things that we talk about is, like, wanting better referral-based businesses. And we as agents will go and we'll partner with, like, the op cities of the world, right? Where the leads are subpar, and
Totally.
they require us to move mountains. And they start us at the lowest part of the totem pole, right? Like, they give you the lowest price point in the most outlandish areas. And then
when they think this is a crazy concept.
Right. Well, and then when you prove yourself to them, they'll give you more. And so agents, what I don't understand is agents sign up left and right. Like, yes, I'll give you 30% for those, but they don't look at agent to agent referral business the same. And I just don't understand that. And I think it's because sometimes we're short-sighted and we don't realize that, like, that can be a repeat business. Like, you build agent relationships with one agent, that results in an agent relationship with the second agent and a third agent. Like, agents want to build with agents. And that's something I love in our referral network, right? Is that we're starting to actually build these relationships towards, like, oh, I know exactly who you need in Sacramento. I know exactly who you need in Georgia. So I just think we're short-sighted, and it's like, we're quick to say yes to, essentially our competitors, like even Zillow Flex, like, that's a 35, they're up to 40% in some markets, 40%. And this is what I've always said, as a producing agent who's been doing this for over 20 years, I'm fine with an aggressive referral fee if I get the relationship. It's when you don't get the relationship that you really have to question what you're doing. And there's some teams and some structure where the relationships stay there, right? That will reset your business. But I'm okay. At one point in my career, I paid up to like 70. I had a broker that was brutal. He made us pay the full, like, he had Rocket and they had a 30% referral fee. So we had to pay 30%, and then we had to pay him 50%, but 50% on the gross commission. So, and then we still had like transaction fees and all the things. So I calculated, I was paying like 82% in referral fees. But in like 8 months, I was able to get like 12 advocates, because you get the relationship and you turn them into advocates. And the next time they transact, they don't have a referral fee, right?
Yeah.
So anyways, I just think agents sometimes, I think we're short-sighted, and I think we're missing the opportunity to link arms and to be our own powerhouse. And we're letting these online platforms and companies do what we have the ability to do.
I agree. I completely agree.
Well, I think we settled the debate. Moms in real estate is pro, bringing in the connector. So we are good with comping the connector.
Yeah, we're good with it for sure.
What's funny, we actually had this conversation, full transparency, around our referral network, because to Kristen's point, like, we get this message every day. We get it in the group every single day. Like, I need an agent here, I need an agent there. And if we chose to take this, like, we could be probably so much more profitable on a handful of deals versus our referral network. But we haven't chose to. Instead, we wanted to create a space for you guys to come and to really thrive. So if you have not yet signed up for our referral network, you can head over to meyerreferralnetwork.com. You can also just go to heymeyer.com, and that's our website with all of our partners, all of the things that we have. But get into
that. We do not do that with the referral network.
We don't, but I mean, that, and it's just one of those things that's crazy to me about agents. It's like, this is one of those opportunities where you can jump in and your ROI will be off the chart, and you can literally, we challenged all of our agents last month to invite another agent. Like, hey, if you're looking to build your agent to agent referral business, invite them to another thing of value for their business. And so it's like, the ROI is off the chart. And I don't know why we are such a funny industry. We're like, oh, please, like, let me make it harder on myself.
I agree.
All good. I'm speaking from experience myself too. I'm guilty of like looking for the new lead source and the new shiny object, and not just taking better care of the relationships I have.
Yes, I think everybody is.
Yeah. Well, I was excited to debate this. And when is our next mastermind? Is it 2 weeks? Is it this week?
This week.
All right. Well,
wait to see everyone.
Yeah. And if you haven't signed up yet, go over, like I said, to heymeyer, MIRE.com, and you can still sign up and join us this Thursday for our Referral Network Mastermind.
Awesome. Bye guys.